นี่เกมแม่งเสียงดังมากเลยนะปรับลงอ่ะขึ้นอีกนิดนึงแล้วน่าจะประมาณนี้แหละขึ้นแล้วลุยไปลุยต่อจากคำเดิมตอนที่แล้วก็คือเรามาเจรจากับโจรสลัดอวกาศไหนอัลฟาเซนจูรี่ต้องเปิดปิดระบบบูตแล้วกัน
Starship Frontier, this is United Colonies Security. Maintain course and prepare to be scanned. Scan complete. No contraband detected. You are cleared for landing at New Atlantis.
แลนด์เลยนะToggle which quest is tracked on your HUD. Only one quest can be tracked at time. Take the name of the quest to expand the list of set cross bottom. มี activity นี่คืออะไร Talk to the ship service technician.
Call Indigo again?
ไหนนะ Oh.
And he's your new captain. My crew can take a look at your ship, and you can stop by the Trade Authority kiosk if you need to offload some cargo.
Let me see what ship you have for sale. Where did ขายของได้ที่ไหนเนี่ย
The Trade Authority runs a vending kiosk next to my booth. It's just off to the side, near the ramp. Besides that, Jamison Mercantile is your closest shop if you're looking for a bit of everything. That's further in, past the security checkpoint. I would try to Viewport. It'll be on your left once you get into the plaza.
ไม่ซ่อมเว้ยงกเราไม่น่าจะมีพันเครดิตหรือเปล่า I would like to view and modify my ship
Okay, no problem.
เป็นจิ้นชิวน้อยอ่ะเมนูแม่งงงอ่ะ Ship Builder ไหนวะคันเลอร์ J delete ปุ่ม delete edit space unselect tab
Everything looks good here. I'll be at my booth if you need me.
ไหนอะขายของ next to my booth อ๋อนี่ไง
Anything I
ไม่เขาไม่อ๋อนี่บอกราคา175เหรอก็มีชิป
help
inventory
you with?
You should see some of the ships we get that near. Like their owners, forward decorating their ships with heat.
Captain, Constellation will be waiting for you at the lodge. I have often asked Barrett that same question at various times, and about various individuals that wanted to cause us harm. The most likely answer is that Barrett personally insulted him, typically by continuing to live, usually after escaping from certain death, and often with an object multiple people wanted. Constellation is an explorers society founded over 50 years ago with the mission of seeking out the unknown. Members often engage in expeditions in small groups, typically 1 or 2 people, or like Barrett and myself, 1 person and 1 robot. The membership is intentionally limited and small. Should you join Constellation yourself, you will be the 10th active member.
มันเงียน
Barrett would say that billions of years ago, we were all one with the cosmos, so technically you have known each other forever. But the more practical answer is likely that he needs you. The number of known people who have been affected by the artifacts is now 2. Without your investment in Constellation's mission, he may never know more about the experience you both share. So he is showing you trust in order to gain your support. There is room in my storage hold for further items.
เอาส่วนที่เป็นอาวุธออกมาดีกว่านะโอเคพูดอะไรอีกไหมไม่มีเซล
I am capable of carrying additional supplies, if necessary.
Okay, น่าจะประมาณนี้ก่อน
I can assure you this unprovoked attack on a United Colonies research facility.
The well's been having brownouts all the time. Mast finally sent someone down there, but nothing's changed.
นะ50 เฟรมเหรอ Activity คืออะไรเนี่ย The Well แล้วการเรนเดอร์ตรงนี้หน่อยดีกว่า
That your ship that landed not too long ago? Sure is something.
นี่นี่สถานพยาบาลเหรอ หมอผมเจ็บอะ
We're doing the best we can here. That's all we can ever do. All right, let's have a look. Oof, it's a damn good thing you came in. You're a right mess.
400 เครดิตเหรอ
Right then, consider it never minded. We're no reliant medical down here, but if you've got credits, I might have something for you.
ไหนนะ 40% 500 กว่าแล้ว
Don't have much of a choice. Can't afford to pay staff, and while I've got a few volunteers from the community, I can only ask so much of them. We've scraped by for a good long while now, and we'll continue to do so. Don't you worry. Funny story about that. You know, when people first arrived on Jemison, they dismantled the colony ship and used the parts to establish a place to live. Over time, they built out and up and up, and after long enough, they started to forget about the people and the things still down here. The walls and the ceiling have changed, but this place still uses equipment from that old ship. And it's here because not everyone in New Atlantis can afford Reliant Medical.
ไหนนะเรามียาเท่าไหร่นะเผื่อแบบว่าต้องการเม็ดแพ็คเราเซตเปอร์ผลิตนี่ก็คือน่าจะกดเราขึ้นใช่ไหมก็คือวิ่งแมสศูนย์ด้วยน่าเราอยู่ในนี้แล้วถอดหมวกดีวะบ้านะถอดด้วยถอดใส่ไปทำไมเยอะแยะร้อนนี่ไง
About a million things to do, and I'm only one person. It's so overwhelming. Hey! Oh, you're not Carl. Sorry, I shouldn't assume. Maybe you go by Carl. You're just not the Carl I was waiting for. We're supposed to be investigating a power drain down here. People have been reporting brownouts for a while, and Mass finally decided to follow up on it. I can't be in two places at once, and Carl isn't here. So I'm just trying to look inconspicuous. Co-worker of mine on this assignment with me. Clearly not taking it seriously. Not really surprising. Most folks are fine with ignoring what goes on down here. We're trying to isolate a power drain, which looks like it's the result of a large amount of power being rerouted to various subsystems. But it's kind of a two-person job. Someone needs to find the junction boxes associated with those subsystems and power them down. The other person needs to monitor the system remotely. It's pretty simple, really, and relatively safe. Only a small chance of electrocution. Well, since you're here and Carl isn't, and I really want to get this solved, I will take you up on that. What I need isn't very technical. I can talk you through it remotely. I'm gonna head to the monitoring station. The first box we're looking for is over near UC Surplus. You know, Antonio's place. I can contact you once you get there.
Oh yeah.
Hey, can you hear me? I think this is working. I only have a general view of things, but you should be near the first junction box. Look for it mounted on the wall. When you find it, open it up and flip the big switch. That's it. Great job. So that tripped the secondary breaker, and that goes to... Oh, wow, really? They wired it like that? Jeez, okay. Okay, got it. Next one is way down past Jake's, and maybe up a story or two? It's a bit of a hike. Sorry.
อ้าวไม่เปิด กูจะตายอยู่แล้วเนี่ย
Guys, scare you?
อ๋อเปิดช็อตคัทไม่คือจริงๆตะกี้ฝั่งนู้นก็อาจจะมีแบบว่าที่เปิดแต่เราไม่เห็นนี่หรือเปล่า
All right, you should be near the next junction box. This section isn't used very much these days, so maybe a little harder to see. That's the one. Next one's not too far. Dead end, right down from Jake's. Right under that apartment they've been trying to sell. Good luck with that, right?
เดี๋ยวนะถึงกับต้องไขประตูเลยเหรอวะ
Prepare for combat. Exterior lighting damaged.
อ้าวเฮียไม่ยอมกินเลือดไว้ไง ก็คือใครมันจะไปคิดว่าแบบว่าอยู่ดีๆจะแบบว่าต้องมาสู้ในเมือง
If my shift goes long again, my girl will be.
I have 3 projects that are backburnered right now because no one has time to help me. 3. Hey! Oh, you're not Carl. Sorry, I shouldn't assume. We're supposed to be investigating. I can't be in two places. Co-worker of mine on this assignment. We're trying to isolate a power drain, which looks like it's the result of a lot, but it's kind of a 2-person job. It's pretty simple, really. Well, since you're here in Carly, what I need is very tech. The first box we're looking for is over.
เดี๋ยวนั้นแล้วมันเลเวล12แล้วกูเลเวล2จะไปหวดกับมันได้ยังไงวะ อาวุธหนักดีกว่า เทเดล
Hey, can you hear me? I think that's it. Great job.
Problem?
So that tripped the secondary breaker, and that goes to... Oh, wow, really? They wired it like that? Jeez, okay, got it. Next one is way down past Jake's, and maybe a story or two? It's a bit of a hike. Sorry. All right, you should be near the next junction box. This section isn't used very much these days, so maybe a little harder to see. That's the one. Next one's not too far. Dead end, right down from Jake's. Right under that apartment they've been trying to sell. Good luck with that, right?
แล้วหุ่นกูก็ตายเลยเหรอ
The lodge is here in the city. We shouldn't keep contact.
อ้าวตื่นแล้วเหรออะไรอ่ะทำไมมีสัญลักษณ์อันนี้คืออะไรอ่ะก็คือเล่นเมื่อวานก็คือลืมไปหมดแล้วว่าต้องเปิดไอ้นี่ด้วยอะไรอ่ะมันมีสัญลักษณ์อันนั้นคือแปลว่าอะไรอ่ะเฮ้ยใส่อะไรเยอะแยะเนี่ยฮะอ๋อไม่เพราะว่าตะกี้เราอาจจะถอดสูตรเราก็เลยตัวเปล่าสินะไม่ใส่ไว้แหละนี่ก็คือท่าไงห่วงความเท่ไงแต่สัญลักษณ์นี้มันแปลว่าอะไรอ๋อชิบหาย
You're making things harder for yourself. You see security. Don't make any sudden moves. You're coming with us. We'll be taking any contraband and stolen property you have on you.
อ้าวเนี่ยจบกันโหลดได้ไหมเนี่ยอ๋อก็คือถ้าเกิดมีลูกศรอันนั้นอ่ะมันก็คือเรียกว่าไงนะขโมยของมานั่นเองเป็นของขโมยมาโอเคเพราะนั้นเราจะทิ้งของที่แบบว่าขโมยมาให้หมดแล้วกันนะครับ จริงๆเราก็ไม่ต้องทิ้งทั้งหมดก็ได้นะไม่เป็นไรเราเป็นคนดีเราทิ้งให้หมดเลยอะก็คือของกินของขายก็คือหยิบก็คือเป็นการขโมยนั่นเอง
You should be near the next junction box. And if those squatters never cleared out, I would suggest avoiding eye contact. It should be fine. Another switch flipped, another lead to follow. Then the lights in here just flickered too. The wiring is worse than I thought. I'm going to work on fixing that little issue while you find the next junction box. Looks like it's over near the trade authority. Okay, just find that and maybe don't talk to anyone about it just yet.
You ever hear that one about the orphan and the platypus? Funny stuff. Can't really remember it. Cool spacesuit.
ก็คือถ้ามีไง
It's cliche, but it's true. Everything has a price. And whatever it may be, I can afford it. Hey.
ดูทรงแล้วเล่นเกมนี้นี่น่าต้องไอ้นี่ซะหน่อยนะน่าต้องไปเซตอัพ
Okay, the final box I need you to deal with should be right around there. Unfortunately, I just realized you're in for a real tangle of cabling. Like 200 years of field attempts to rewire things. I tried to fix it 3 years back and was crying by the second day. Gave up on the third. Anyway, there should be a series of secondary breakers you need to deal with before you can access the junction box. I don't remember the order, but flip levers until all those circuits are powered down.
อ๋อเห็นแล้วอันนี้คือซ้ายขวาอันเนี้ยอันนี้คือ1-2มั้งใช่ไหมนี่คือ1-3 1-2 1-3 1-4นี่ไง
Wow, you got it. Really well done. You saved me like a week of work. Why didn't you meet me at the monitoring station, near where we met?
จริงก็เสี่ยงว่ะความรู้สึกเวลามันไอ้นี่เวลาขายแม่งเลยแล้วกันเพราะว่า ราะว่าเวลาแบบว่าเราตรวจคนเข้าเมืองมันจะต้องแบบว่าเช็คของใช่ไหมมันจะมีโอกาสที่จะโดนจับหรือเปล่ากดแม่งเลยแล้วกันมันเป็นไงอ่ะ
Did I say thank you? Because thank you. There's no way I could have done that in a reasonable amount of time all by myself. Well, not everyone would be, and I appreciate it. Thanks to your help, I was able to trace the power drain. I know where it's coming from. Unfortunately, the source is exactly where I was afraid it was. The Trade Authority. So that's something that I'll need to deal with. That'll be fun. If you want to tag along, I certainly wouldn't complain, but if not, then this is where we part ways. So thanks to you, we've got evidence that the Trade Authority is behind the power drain being reported down here. I don't know if you ever dealt with the Trade Authority, but Zoe is intimidating. I have to go in there, but I really don't want to. You think you'd be willing to go with me? Just make sure this doesn't go badly? I don't know. I feel like I'm the one who's going to wind up in trouble. Zoe's got a way of twisting things. Thanks. That means a lot. I can do the talking, I think. Just be ready for, well, anything.
นี่อะไรข้างล่างก็คือเสร็จเหรอเขาเปลี่ยนปืนได้ไหมอ๋อมันใช้ปืนมันใช้กระสุนร่วมกันเดี๋ยวนะทำไมแอคทิวิตี้มันเยอะจังวะต่อยกันเลยไหมเนี่ย
I think I want to join List. Start a homestead, live that life.
You might want to rethink that.
ไปรอหน้าประตูแล้วกันนะนี่เกียดกด W ค้างไปรอหน้าประตูเลยแล้วกันนะ
A visit from Mast. How delightful. You'll have to remind me of your name, dear. I'm afraid I can't keep track of all you little worker drones.
I'm Luisa Reyes. Well, you know that, because I've been in here 3 times.
Yes, of course you are. And what was it you were accusing me of with absolutely no evidence?
The power drain is coming from your building, Zoe. You and I both know it, and now I can prove it.
I'm sorry, what?
We traced the drain, checked the grid. It led us here. You can't talk your way out of this.
I'm going to ask you to wait here a moment. I'll be right back.
เดี๋ยวเราไปทำ object หลักก่อนดีกว่านะเราเผื่อแบบไปจอยไอ้ constellation แล้วมันได้อะไรพิเศษป่ะ
Howdy.
Okay, I can do this.
ได้ทำอะไรเนี่ยยืนรอเหรออ๋อต้องทอล์ก
Okay, just be ready for anything. I don't know if she's going to come out of there with a gun or call in mercenaries or what. I don't want this to turn out violent if we can avoid it, okay?
จ้ะ
Okay, you're probably right. Just need to breathe.
Well, Miss Reyes, I apologize for not taking this matter more seriously. I assure you I will eagerly assist in getting to the bottom of this.
No, you're not weaseling out of this. We got to the bottom of it. You are the bottom.
I appreciate your enthusiasm for your work, but I do a little more research before casting aspersions. Someone has indeed been using this location through which to route electrical power. It is not the Trade Authority. I've had my suspicions for a while, and have been keeping detailed notes, which I'm happy to share with you. For now, though, what do we do next?
Wait, what?
Oh, for heaven's sake. I presume you've been assisting Miss Reyes in tracking down this little problem. Well, clearly there's more work to be done. Why don't you continue the work you've been doing with an assurance that the Trade Authority will compensate you for your time? I'll coordinate things here with Miss Reyes. With Mast's access to the grid, we'll find out who did this soon enough. And why. Presumably, you're the one who's been doing the field work, so I believe you'll find there's another junction box out there in the well that needs your attention.
Okay, well, this is not how I saw this going. For the moment, let's assume this is all legitimate. I can sort out the details with Zoe. So why don't you go investigate the next junction box?
นี่ก็ได้ขึ้นไปไงอ่ะแล้วมันขึ้นไปยังไงล่ะให้กูปีนขึ้นไปเหรอ
Hey there. You should be getting close.
Hello? Is this functional? I insist that you provide updates for any suspicious activity. Is that clear?
And Zoe's here too, if you hadn't guessed. We've agreed to work together on this. Once you throw the switch, we can direct you to the next junction box. That's it, thanks. Let's just take a look here. Okay, you're going to want to head for box 45A. It should be near Apex Electronics.
You can't possibly be serious. Are you looking at the same diagram I am? 47B is obviously the next one. It's on the same level.
Zoe, I know how to read. Ignore her. Head for box 45A, okay?
I appreciate that you've listened to
ริงอ้าวนี่หุ่นยนต์มาจากไหนเนี่ย
Miss Reyes is still collecting the necessary diagrams and blueprints to accurately assess the situation. Before she returns, I'm going to make you an offer. Whatever you find at the end of this path, you bring it to me first. I'll be certain that MAST gets what it needs. But I trade in valuable information. I suspect you're going to find some. I guarantee you the Trade Authority will pay well. Consider that as you head towards the residential district. We can't pinpoint the source yet, but it's somewhere over there.
ไปยังไงแล้วเนี่ยมันยากเย็นเหลือเกิน
Self-reliant, the family returned to New Atlantis and filed a lawsuit. Let's worry. It was a simple data entry error. Should have been listed 3B instead of 2B. We're just a reason.
Gotta slow down for a new ship.
เพื่อเพจแมปไปให้หมดเลยแล้วกันอ้าวต้องคุณยนต์ไม่ขึ้นไปด้วยถูกที่ไหมเนี่ยถูกที่ด้วย
So, what's the point?
Of what?
This? Is it some sort of art? A Zen garden? What?
It's a communal art installation. It's supposed to look nice.
I guess. But I'm just saying, you could have a whole batball field or some food stands.
Hey, you should be getting close. Looks like it's somewhere near Athena Tower. Zoe says there's a junction box on the building's exterior. I'm not sure why she knows that.
One never knows what information might be useful.
Okay, well, we're going to discuss that later. I'll check in once you flip the switch. Well, that's unexpected. Powering down that junction doesn't show any other connections.
Clearly, the source must be inside that residential tower.
Yeah, that would make sense. You know, I think I remember seeing a report about power problems on one of the upper floors. I bet it's related. See if you can get up there.
ทำไมทุกๆครั้งที่เราเปิดประตูต้องไอ้นี่ตลอดเลยวะต้องไขประตูเองตลอดเลยวะถ้าเกิดเราไม่มีที่ไขอ่ะ เราเล่นมาขนาดนี้เป็นคนดีแล้วกันเนาะไม่เป็นเขาให้ไปสเปซพอร์ตอ่ะเดี๋ยวกลับไปทำเมนเควสละ
Freestar Collective and United Colonies authorities appear hesitant to officially clamp down on the collective, citing a lack of evidence and the fact that they occasionally still employ the services of the contract company.
รอบนี้เราเล่นเป็นคนดีแล้วนะ
Got a call someone's power kept going out. Know what it was? A heat leak.
So you tracked it down. You've got something to show for it? Great. I'll get this back to Mass for analysis. I'm not stupid. I know Zoe probably made you an offer. I appreciate that you didn't take it. And I'm really glad we got to work together on this. Looks like maybe they did. Still want to claim you had nothing to do with this, Zoe?
My dear, why in the world would I want to break the law? And Galbank, no less. I do quite enough business with them as it is.
All right. Well, I'll have some people look over this. Maybe they'll be in touch.
I very much doubt that.
See you around.
The water is quite aesthetically pleasing, or so Barrett has told me. New Atlantis relies on advanced hydroelectrics for most of its power.
You are still fighting the colony war. We just need to convince her that President and they
11 months until their next fix.
We may be in a United Colonies city, but Constellation is an entirely neutral entity, and always has been. Here we are, the lodge. The front door should unlock if you hold up the watch that Barrett gave you. I have messaged the other members of Constellation. They will be waiting for... Captain, everyone will be in the library, just inside. If Barrett were here, he'd probably tell you that you're part of something bigger now, and he hopes you'll make this place your home.
Oh, please. Ridiculous. Bet I'll never win. You think what I'm suggesting is so... We appear to have a visitor.
Welcome to Constellation.
we have a lot to talk about. Would you care to tell us what happened to our friend? Why you're here and he isn't? Very well. This is a private organization dedicated to exploration. Space primarily, but also anomalies throughout the settled systems. It's inherently dangerous work, so if one of our own doesn't show up as planned, then we tend to have questions. Speaking of which, where is Barrett? Sarah Morgan, Chair of Constellation. That means anything you discussed with Barrett is my business. Now, if you would please answer my question.
Yeah.
I see. Vasco, verify.
All statements made have been factual.
This is just typical. Barrett hands over our ship and our robot to some random employee of that discount mining outfit he uses.
Walter.
And if we hadn't insisted on installing those emergency protocols, I guarantee you this rock breaker here would be halfway to Neon.
But that didn't happen. He's here with the artifact.
Thank you, Matteo. Now, let's focus on what's in front of us, shall we? What happened when it was extracted? Did anyone see anything? Hear anything?
กูนี่แหละ
Interesting. Similar to Barrett's description of the experience, with less embellishment.
Are you hearing this? Do you all believe me now?
Whether it happened or not wasn't in doubt. But honestly, Country, if you expect us to believe in fairy tales...
If this is the greatest mystery in the universe, why couldn't it be part of the ultimate mystery?
Gentlemen, can we please focus? Noelle, I think it's time we tested your theory.
Right. Let's see. We know the artifacts react to each other. The pieces we already have move when they're in close contact. Now, if we add this new one to the two we already have...
The artifact. If you could place it on the table here.
That's it. Just like the others.
And to imagine, we thought there were only two of them at first.
Oh my god, that's it. They're reacting. Look at how it's coming together. That energy that's arcing between them, no manufactured material in the settled systems can do that. None of them. This proves
Easy, girl. Breathe. You'll have a heart attack.
She's not the only one. If they're coming together, that means there's a set.
Built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
Still 2,000 credits for our little wager, Country?
You're on, Walter.
Well, if we had all the answers, it wouldn't be exciting, now would it?
Not to take away from the moment, but what are we going to do about our new friend here?
So, are you ready to get to work? See if exploration is the life you want to lead in this little universe of ours? We're all here because we're committed to exploring space. Humanity may have settled the stars, but that doesn't mean we should stop diving into the unknown. Beyond that, you'll be expected to use your own judgment, just like the rest of us. Individually, they're just odd hunks of metal, another oddity from the uncharted reaches of space. As to what they are, what they're building, well, you'll be part of solving that puzzle now. You should take some time to get settled in. Introduce yourself to everyone. Some of our members aren't here, but you'll meet them soon. Come find me when you're ready. You and I are going to be doing some traveling together. Get your feet wet. And here, I think you've earned something for bringing the artifact to us. In addition to credits, Why don't we set you up with a backpack with some boost capability? You'll need it out in the field anyway. Just mind your head.
เล้าขี่แอดดิ ก็คือพอมีเล้าขี่ก็คือเปิดห้องอื่นได้ไหนเพื่อนการสำรวจโอ้ก็คือไม่เป็นการขโมยด้วยโอ้สุดยอดไปเลยอะไรเยอะแยะเนี่ยโอ้ก็คือไปเดอะเวลทางนี้ได้ด้วยโอ้สุดยอดเดี๋ยวนะอ้าวเราไม่ได้อยู่บนโซเฟตก็เลยนี่ไม่ได้ได้ดูว่าใต้ดินมีทางตอนแรกคิดว่าเป็นเกมที่แบบอ็อบเจกต์เยอะอะไรนี่เปล่าแบบอ็อบเจกต์แม่งก็เยอะจริงไม่ห้องมึงจะเยอะไปไหนเนี่ยไม่ต้องดูทุกห้องเลยไหมไอ้อะ
Bet you never expected to end up involved in something like this.
อะไรอ่ะมันคือห้องละหมาดเหรอลื้อแต่ว่าเรียกลื้อแล้วประตูห้องนี้ถึงเปิดอ่ะไปไหน แล้วก็กดเร็วเองออกมาข้างนอกจัดฟ้าอย่างนี้เหรอเฮ้
I hope you are satisfied.
So, are you ready to get to work? Or was there something else? Not much, but you've seen them for yourself. It doesn't take a lot to realize we're dealing with something extraordinary. Just what that is, we'll have to figure out. It's what we do. I don't know what you've heard, but I can imagine. First of all, I think you can dismiss any stories about us no longer existing. I don't believe in smearing our name everywhere we can. Exploring the universe, charting the unknown, that's what counts. Besides, having a little mystery gives us room to maneuver. A fixed reputation could fence us in a lot of ways. We're explorers. Humanity has always hunted for knowledge in the unknown. We just take that a little more seriously than others. We were founded decades ago by a man named Sebastian Banks. He wanted a small group of people from all corners of the settled systems dedicated to the biggest question of all. What's out there? These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. Another great secret the universe is asking us to unravel. We're going to be doing some old-fashioned detective work. The artifacts are relatively inert once they're out of bedrock. That means people can pass them around, not even knowing what they are. I've been letting my contacts know to be on the lookout for strange metal objects. Get back a lot of noise, usually, but a tip from the UC Vanguard sounds promising. A volunteer force that helps defend the edges of United Colonies space. They're always looking for recruits. Lots of retired veterans and dangerous professionals mixed in with part-timers who barely have a laser cannon welded to a hull. My contact is in the recruiting office, so he hears a lot about what the volunteers are up to. We have to assume that we're not the only ones to have stumbled into this mystery. But most people aren't going into space looking for the unknown. They're looking for places to settle, resources to extract, territory to defend. An odd-looking rock or a single strange hunk of metal wouldn't mean much to them. That's why Constellation exists, in a way, to put pieces like this together. Jumping to anthropology on me already? Oh, well, good. We all need our own reasons to be out there. But it's not just that. I want to take this opportunity to see how you handle yourself, and for you to learn more about us. I'm going to be sticking with you for this. We'll be traveling together until we either find an artifact or this lead runs dry. You mean besides the ship, the robot, and a place to stay all rent-free? We do have some funds we can disperse from time to time. Not to mention, I think we can get you a proper suit. We're explorers. We keep a lot of equipment on hand for that purpose. So the more you work with us, the more we can share what we have. Go ahead. Just don't take too long or my contact's information might go bad.
เดี๋ยวไปทำเพจย่อยอีกอันหนึ่งก่อนแล้วกันนะ ตะกี้มันมีทางลงข้างล่างใช่ไหมอันนี้ป่ะที่สามารถวาร์ปไปได้เลยอ่ะ ก็คือไปไม่ได้นั่นเองก็คือไปทางลัดไม่ได้ต้องไปทางปกติเอ๊ะจะเหนื่อยตายอยู่แล้วมีฟาสต์ทราเวลไหมนะResidential Retreat Mass Retreat นี่ไงฟาสต์ทราเวลได้ว้าวก็คือถ้าเกิดเราเคยไปมาแล้วก็คือไปได้ไหน
That scientist out in front of mast, staring at trees, sounds upset. Whatever it is, can't be that bad.
เดี๋ยวนะ ก็คือมีเชี่ยมันจะเยอะไปนะเทพอร์ตอ๋อก็คือไอ้นี่มันก็คือตอนแรกมันอยู่ข้างล่างแล้วมันก็เดินไปเดินมาเดินไปเดินมาหรอตอนแรกเราเจอมันอยู่ที่อยู่ข้างล่างไม่ใช่หรอ
Hello. You hear about the job by any chance? The officer over there can help you with any bounty issues. Part-time security officer. The position's very flexible. You can basically work whenever you're available. No pressure. We've had some gaps in the schedule lately. Macy's out on maternity leave. Jose's on loan to Sidonia. When it rains, it pours type of situation. So really, we just need someone to fill the void. Interested? Well, first things first, I have to ask, do you have any security experience at all? Now that is exactly what we need. Someone willing to learn. We're not talking urban pacification here. This is safety and security. Easy.
Well, I think I've heard all I need. Your first assignment couldn't be easier. Go to mast and check in with Agent Plato at Aegis. There was a package left at a dead drop and they need UC security to handle it. He'll fill you in on the details.
You know, MAST, the Military, Administrative, and Scientific Triumvirate. Giant building in the center of the city? Headquarters of the entire United Colonies? I really should have given you a more thorough interview.
Aegis? They're basically UC intelligence. They help identify threats to New Atlantis before they become problems. While we're separate departments, there are times we need to rely on each other, so it's important to keep a good working relationship. We do Agent Plato this favor, and maybe he'll toss us some intel when an investigation stalled. Tit for tat. You know how it works. Well, just because you're bringing it here doesn't mean that's where it'll end up. As for why, you can ask Aegis. As far as I'm concerned, it's none of my business. Let me know if you have any questions.
โอเคก็คือไหนอะไปทางไหนอะบนวิฟ้ามืดแล้วมาไอ้ฟ้ามืดแล้วมันกลายเป็นอย่างเงี้ยไอ้บอกว่าอย่างนี้คือยังไงก็คือมันแบบว่าภาพมันแตก
By Vectera, by Vectera, by Vectera! I can't believe it! Is it you? Is it really, really you? Captain of the frontier, bane of the fleet, Constellation's shining star of stars.
นั่นคือเบนออฟฟีดปะ
Oh, don't be so modest. It was all over SSNN. Lone miner tames the Crimson Fleet, saves a member of Constellation, and steals the hearts of millions. No, trillions. And now you're standing here next to me. Oh, really is you, right? Oh, you are definitely the brightest, biggest star in any constellation. There's no maybes about it. I have an eye for these things. Not that you're hard to see with that halo on your head. Although at first, I wasn't sure if it was just the glare. But now that I know it's you, what are the odds? And to think, I almost went for coffee instead. But I changed my routine for one day, and here you are. It's almost like it was meant to be. Fade? Never! A star like yours will never lose its luster. It burns like a supernova, only brighter and covered by insurance. Either way, it's such an honor to meet you. Hey, do you mind if I follow you around? Do you need a sidekick? What am I saying? You're a hero, of course you do. Lead the way. You won't be disappointed.
Ah, ทรายก็ได้ ในเมื่อเราเลือกเขตนี้มาก็ต้องใช้เนาะ
The fewer people. I hope you're not here to report something. If you are, it means you've seen far too much. No. My parents would never have been so presumptuous. Every agent who joins Aegis gets to choose a pseudonym, pending approval, of course. I chose this for myself when I signed on. I have, of course, since learned that I am not nearly as smart as I thought I was as a young
ไม่ได้ถามว่า
man.
มันชื่อมึงไหม
I suppose none of us are. All you really need to know is that we're here to serve and we're the good guys. Our main priority is the safety and security of the citizens and assets of the United Colonies, wherever they may be. We keep an eye on, well, everything. Well, you're certainly entitled to that opinion. And there are plenty of others who share it. We'll be looking out for you just the same. Ah, right. You're Sergeant Yumi's recruit. You're taller than I expected. Oh, it wasn't a compliment. Just an observation. In any case, let me fill you in. We have a dead drop that we think has been compromised. So I'd like someone from UC Security to handle the pickup instead. Take the package back to Sergeant Yumi and he'll check it in as evidence before it gets routed back to Aegis. Take the NAT to the spaceport. There should be a Galbank ATM right next to the station. The package is taped under one of the benches. Grab it and deliver it to Sergeant Yumi and the job's done. You really should know better than to ask for classified intel. What is this, your first day on the job? Don't worry, I'm just giving you a hard time. I still can't tell you what's in the package, though. Good luck with the mission.
How's the investigation going? Nicely done. It's really hard to find good help these days. That being said, my luck seems to be turning around. We've gotten a lot of new personnel as of late, not just you. Who knew all I had to do was put up a sign? As am I. And the best part is, since you're all part-timers, there's no paperwork. Anyway, here's your payment. And if I have any more work for you, I'll let you know.
Mm-hmm. โอเคป้ายหน้าอันนี้ละกัน เอ๊ะทำไมมันพามาที่เนี่ยที่ใช่ไหมนี่เหรอ
I am at your service, Captain.
That was intense, wasn't it? The artifacts, I mean. Sorry, this must all be a little overwhelming for you right now. I guess a lot overwhelming, now that I think about it. I'm Noelle. It's really nice to meet you. And thank you for bringing the artifact to us. Of course. There's plenty of planets out there that no one has ever set foot on, and everything we learn about them is valuable. We have a board where we post anything specific we're looking for. A type of alien flora or fauna, or a planet with a specific quality, like if it's primed to have life but doesn't yet. Oh, right, that. If we're approaching this rationally, I suppose we'd call them visual and auditory hallucinations. What you perceived as lights and music could be overloaded neural input, your brain's attempt to make sense of something, an energy surge, some other phenomenon. He did. At the time, well, it's Barrett. We weren't sure if he was kidding around. Clearly, he wasn't. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of people report in these situations. I'm not saying you didn't really see anything, just that it's really hard to determine after the fact. That's okay. Now that this has happened to both you and Barrett, we can know to maybe expect it in the future. Be a little more prepared. We're all in this together now, right?
เดี๋ยวนั้นมันมี3ชิ้นไหมเหรอ
Oh gosh, no. I mean that's flattering, but really we're making this up as we go. Until you arrived, we only had the 2, and the vaguest sense that there was something more at work. There's still so much we don't know. And that means a lot of work ahead of us. Planning on sticking around then? Good. I think we can find a spot for you. And along the way, I can give you the very abbreviated tour. Right. So you've seen the library, obviously. Walter is quite proud of the collection, but Mateo has made more than a few contributions.
Hey, have you been up to the eye
Gardens
recently?
are out the doors there.
Oh, I
if
just
you need a moment of quiet
don't know how he does it.
Emphasis
Up
on the
there
quiet
all
part.
alone for so
At least
long.
usually.
Let's
Let's head
like
upstairs.
I've been waiting my whole life for this.
Sebastian Banks,
Constellations,
Constellation's
the
founder, had this
artifacts.
place built decades ago.
That doesn't sound crazy, does it?
It was a big to-do at the time, but most people in the city have forgotten we're here.
ก็แต่ตะกี้นี้มันเข้าไปดูตรงไหนนะไออะไรนะอ๋อต้องอันนี้ we can attempt to hack expert lock 3 auto อ๋อเราต้องทำชาเลนจ์ก่อน โอ้มันต้องมาดูบ้างแล้วเนี่ยอัพดีไหมนะผมแบตไม่ค่อยอยากอัพเลยมันกระจอกให้กูใช้ห้องไหนให้กูเปิดทุกห้องแล้วรู้สึกว่าการรอ NPC เดินนี่เป็นอะไรที่ทรมานที่สุดแล้วเนี่ยในเกมนี้ Bordo Noel ก็คือรอไปดิ
So this is the bar. Usually no tender, so help yourself. Within reason, of course. Now let's see about that room. You're in luck. We were almost at max occupancy already, but there's still one room up for grabs. It's been nice having the place so full.
ว้าว จริงปะเนี่ยเห็นเปิดห้องเห็นว่างทุกห้อง
Okay, this'll be you. Common room on one side, so that'll be quiet, and Mateo on the other side, so maybe a little less quiet. I'm sure Sarah has something planned for each of us, so I'd better get back to it. Don't want to keep her waiting too long. Enjoy!
ไหนมีมิชชั่นอัปเดตด้วย
I hope Barrett makes it back to us. I know he gets into... Well, right now nothing's off the table. Metallurgical analysis, chemical composition. I'm looking at everything. One thing I'm really trying to improve is my overall database of xenobiology. I don't know if it will help in this case, but the more we know about, well, everything, the better off we are, right? Speaking of, if you're going to be out there looking for more artifacts, you're bound to come across some interesting specimens. Anything organic, I'd be happy to take it off your hands. I can't be certain that they will, but more data points are always a good thing. I don't want to rule out anything that could provide a breakthrough. And if it sweetens the deal, I can pay. Pretty well, too. Walter's pockets may not be bottomless, but they are pretty deep. Great, let's see what you have.
ไหนให้มันสักอันสิ
Stay safe, okay?
อ๋อโอเคก็คือเป็นการขายของเปิดหน้าจอทางนั้นไหนบอร์ดอยู่ไหนบอร์ดอยู่ข้างล่างเหรอ What the fuck โอ้คือเขาให้แค่เช็คบอร์ดแต่เขาไม่จำเป็นต้องรับเควสมาโอเค
I'm sorry, I really can't afford to be distracted. I need to get to the bottom of this. Yes, concerned is an understatement. I work for the scientific division of MAST. I've been studying this tree for quite some time, and it appears to be exhibiting some worrying signs. Are you familiar with this particular specimen? Do you understand its importance? Look, I have a lot of work to do here. If you're just going to gawk, I'd ask that you move on. If you can actually assist me, however, I would appreciate it. I don't normally solicit help from random passersby, but
It seems an exception is necessary. Would you be willing to retrieve some additional data for me? Well, thank you. That's unexpected. There's a series of biosensors I've placed in various locations around New Atlantis, all calibrated to gather pertinent information. They've been running for long enough that I think it's time to collect and analyze their findings. If you would bring them to me, that would save time.
ไหนอะ รักทาวเวลแม่งเลยนี่มีไหมไม่มีไม่เคยไป commercial district อ่ะแล้วจุดนั้นน่ะยากจังวะนั่งรถไปก็ได้
Hey, are you looking for eggs too? I've only found one so far, but I want to find more before anyone else does. So if you see some, can you tell me? Yeah, it was. Weird, right? Miss Seng over at UC Distribution bought the one I found, and she said she might buy more if I can find them. I could really use the credits.
Welcome to UC Distribution. Now, before you say a word, I am required to inform you that formal complaints cannot be filed until the customer feedback system is back online. I have been told it'll be up and running in 2 weeks, but you know how these things are. I am sorry for any potential inconvenience. Also, if you're here about a corporate account, I've been assured that deliveries will be back on schedule soon. Who, Jordan? That kid's in here every other day with some random thing he found, trying to get credits. Yeah, I took pity on him. Why? What is it? Oh, really? Well, you can have it back for what I paid for it, plus a little extra. Let's call it a convenience fee, shall we? I could, but I did pay for it. I'd like to recover my losses. And it's all the way in the back room. I'd have to walk back there, then back out here. You did say this was important after all. Honestly, it's probably worth way more than what we're talking about. Pleasure doing business with you. Yes, of course. Please, take a look.
มีกระสุนปืนธรรมดาวูดไซส์สตาร์โคตรแพงอะเท่าไหร่อ่ะ30,000ไม่มีตังค์
Back to it then.
จริงๆก็คือเราเข้ามาขโมยก็ได้
I'm afraid, due to recent legislative action, I'm...
มั้งน่าจะเข้ามาขโมยได้แต่เราเป็นคนดีจัด
By the way, Sergeant Yumi was looking for you. Apparently, he's got some work. Wish that bartender at the viewpoint would stop complaining to security. I don't know what she lost, but she won't get it back by annoying us. You're out there a lot, right? In space? Just do us all a favor and never turn into one of those spacers. Scum of the galaxy. Robbing, stealing, killing. Even the Crimson Fleet don't trust them.
ก็คือ what the fuck ไหนอ่ะมันไม่แท็กเควสให้อ่ะให้วิ่งไปเลยเหรอ
Something to report?
คนเคยกล่าวไว้ว่าทางที่เร็วที่สุดก็คือทางตรง
If it isn't my favorite almost a lab assistant. So you do. Wonderful. I'll just take these, and we'll see what they have to tell us. All right, we'll just upload the data. Give it a moment. And just another moment. It is working, isn't it? Ah, there it is. Relief. Now, let's see. This is... Well, it's... Oh my. Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is that my suspicions were correct. There is something wrong with the tree. I will report my findings to MAST immediately with no small amount of satisfaction. The phrase, "I told you so," may even be uttered more than once. Well, from a certain point of view. In an, admittedly, somewhat selfish manner. The bad news, as it were, is that the internal composition of the tree is changing. In this particular case, the tree is now regularly emitting ultra-low frequency sound waves. They're nearly imperceptible now, but they're growing in strength. This is something we've never observed before. Depending on how large these waves grow, consequences for the city could be disastrous. I must consult with my colleagues in MAST at once. Thank you for your assistance. I hope these credits are adequate compensation.
List level 5 เดี๋ยวนะยังไม่จบอีกเหรอ
Thank you for your help retrieving the biosensors.
The data from the biosensors speaks for itself.
บอกเลเตอร์ ไหน
Ah, if it isn't my favorite part-time security officer. Crime has slowed down since you started helping out, which is good for morale. Yep. Something just came in. Scuffle over at the Dawn's Roost. Security on site handled it, but now one of them is saying the other guy stole his wedding ring. Problem is, he left without identifying the perp, so I need you to talk to Royce Elgin at the Dawn's Roost. See if you can fill in the gaps. Good. Report back here when the matter's resolved. A restaurant over in the residential district caters to a very fancy clientele. It's the kind of place where forks come in different sizes, depending on the food. Take care.
ไม่อยากพังหน้าต่างปกติถ้าเป็นเกมอื่นก็คงพังหน้าต่างเข้าไปแล้ว
I do hope there is simply no parallel to the food you will find here. One taste, and I'm sure you'll agree. Right away.
มันจะอาหารแพงๆทั้งนั้นเลย
A most unfortunate incident, complicated by the fact that both parties were inebriated. While I wasn't privy to the entire argument, Hugo and Octavio have been dining here together for quite some time. So, it was surprising to see them at each other's throats. I wasn't witness to any theft, and both men were wearing rings, if I recall correctly. Oh, yes, quite often. They had a usual table over in the far corner, with all the traditional accoutrements. Music, candles, wine. You see where I'm going with this. But this time the two had barely sat down before the argument got heated. Thankfully, security stepped in before anyone got hurt. Well, the one who stayed with UC Security, Octavio, is a shorter man, handsome and refined. His favorite menu item is the Saint, I believe. The other, Hugo Fournier, is a tall, slender gentleman with a French accent. Excellent tipper, well-mannered, but a bit hot-tempered. I assume that would be the slender gentleman, Hugo Fournier. He was the one who excused himself after UC Security arrived. I believe he lives in Athena Tower, although he may be checking out soon. But I would start there.
The Dawn's Roost represents the highest quality, from the ingredients to the decor. No expense is spared. Anyone who has sampled our offerings will assure you it is all worth it. Enjoy the rest of your day.
เราไม่หาตามแถวๆใต้โต๊ะก่อนใช่ไหมว่าถือปืนไม่มีใครว่าใช่ไหมเพราะมันไม่มีปุ่มเก็บปืนนะ
Pardon. Oh, I can't believe that Octavio, that liar, that manipulator, that... That lying, cheating, foul piece of Dawn Glider dropping. If I had my way, I'd tie him to the back of a ship and jump it right into the nearest star. 5 years we were together, half a decade. And he threw it all away for that waiter. It was supposed to be a romantic dinner.
เดี๋ยวนะมันก็คือเป็นชายรักชายเหรอ
Pledged our lives to each other. But an hour before, I decided to do some cleaning to calm my nerves. I picked up a pair of pants he left on the floor, and out falls a napkin from the Dawn's Roost with a number written on the back. To think he had the audacity to schedule a date with me at the same restaurant? I was livid! Still, I went to the date and held it together just long enough for the waiter to serve us, then I went off! Not just dating, betrothed. And I have the engagement ring to prove it. No, there are some things in life that cannot be repaired. Cheating is his way of saying, I don't love you. And without love, what's the point? He would say that, but as far as I'm concerned, it's my property. He gifted it to me when he proposed. It's not his to return.
ยังไงนะก็คือมันให้แหวนมาเหรอ
All right, but I'm leaving this city as soon as I can calm myself down. As soon as my assistant finishes packing my things, I'm taking the first tram to the spaceport. He would say that, but as far as I'm concerned, it's my property. He gifted it to me when he proposed. It's not his to return.
ยังไงดีก็คือเขาให้แหวนมาแล้วบอกแต่งงานกัน แต่
I'm glad you could see reason. This ring is going to fund a very long vacation across the settled systems. Maybe I'll even take pictures.
เดี๋ยวนะจริงๆมันก็ไม่ควรปะมันโหลดไปที่ไหนวะเมื่อประมาณ7 นาทีที่แล้วมันเกิดเปลี่ยนใจอะนะโอเคไม่ไกลไม่ไกลจริงๆเวลาเราขอใครแต่งงานใช่ไหมแล้วเขาไม่เอาหรือเปล่ารอบอ้าว
I do hope you are enjoying your time in New Atlantis.
A most unfortunate incident, complicated by the fact that both parties were inebriated. While I wasn't privy to the entire argument, Hugo and Octavio have been dining here together for quite some time. So, it was surprising to see them at each other's throats. I wasn't witness to any theft, and both men were wearing rings, if I recall correctly. Oh, yes, quite often. They had a usual table over in the far corner, with all the traditional accoutrements. Music, candles, wine. You see where I'm going with this. But this time the two had barely sat down before the argument got heated. Thankfully, security stepped in before anyone got hurt. Well, the one who stayed with UC Security, Octavio, is a shorter man, handsome and refined. His favorite menu item is the Saint, I believe. The other, Hugo Fournier, is a tall, slender gentleman with a French accent. Excellent tipper, well-mannered, but a bit hot-tempered. I assume that would be the slender gentleman, Hugo Fournier. He was the one who excused himself after UC Security arrived. I believe he lives in Athena Tower, although he may be checking out soon. But I would start there.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Ever wonder how the Crimson Fleet seems to be everywhere?
Howdy. Oh, I can't believe that Octavio. That liar, that manipulator, that lying, cheating, foul piece of Dawn Glider dropping. If I had my way, I'd tie him to the back of a ship and jump it right into the nearest star. 5 years we were together, half a decade! And he threw it all away for that waiter. It was supposed to be a romantic dinner, our last before we pledged our lives to each other. But an hour before, I decided to do some cleaning to calm my nerves. I picked up a pair of pants he left on the floor, and out falls a napkin from the Dawn's Roost with a number written on the back. To think he had the audacity to schedule a date with me at the same restaurant? I was livid! Still, I went to the date and held it together just long enough for the waiter to serve us, then I went off! Not just dating, betrothed. And I have the engagement ring to prove it. No, there are some things in life that cannot be repaired. Cheating is his way of saying, I don't love you. And without love, what's the point? He would say that, but as far as I'm concerned, it's my property. He gifted it to me when he proposed. It's not his to return.
ปกติถ้าขอแล้วไม่แต่งหรือว่าขอแล้วเลิกเนี่ยมันต้องคืนใช่ไหมไม่ควรจะต้องคืน
I don't care. I'm not giving it to you. I think my lawyer would disagree. Either way, if Octavio wants to take me to court, then so be it. That does sound reasonable. So long as you don't hand the ring over to Octavio. I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to pawn it off. I don't care if you're with UC Security. I have rights. And as far as the ring goes, I don't know what the law says, but I doubt you do either. I'm furious. He would say that, but as far as I'm concerned, it's my property. He gifted it to me when he proposed. It's not his to return. We're not having this argument again, but maybe you can convince me later, after I've cooled down.
หรือว่าเราต้องเซฟโหลดตลอดเลยวะโหลดได้ไหม
Scissors. He would say that, but as far as I'm concerned, it's my property. He gifted it to me when he proposed. It's not his to return. Good day.
ก็คือเราต้องไปโหลดตัวนู้นใหม่ไม่เอาอยาก เดี๋ยวคราวนี้เราจะเซฟที่หน้ามันนะ
There is simply no parallel to the food you will find.
Ah, a most unfortunate incident. Well, I wasn't privy, so it... Oh, yes, quite all. Music, but this time...
แบบรวดเร็วนะ
Well, the one who... The other, Hugo, excellent tipper. I assume that would be... I believe he'd...
Enjoy the rest of your day.
You have a nice day now.
ไหนเซฟเรียบร้อยใช่ไหมปุ่มให้โหลดอยากรู้มากเลยก่อนอื่นเนี่ยอยากรู้มากเลยยิงแม่งได้ไหมเนี่ยน่าหรอกแม่งกดตีนยิงแม่งสักหนึ่งทีโอเคเรารู้แล้วว่าเราฆ่าคนได้
Excuse me? Oh, I can't believe that Octavio. That liar, that manipulator, that lying, cheating, foul piece of dung. If I had my way, I'd tie him to the back of a 5 years we what? It was supposed to be a romantic, but an hour before, I decided to do some cleaning to calm my nerves. I picked up a pair of pants he left on the floor, and out falls a napkin from the Don's roost with a number written on the back. To think he still not just date. No, there are some things in life that cannot. Cheating is his way of saying. He would say that, but he gifted it to. I don't care. I'm not giving it to you. That does sound reasonable. So long as you don't hand the ring over to Octavio. I think my lawyer would disagree. Either way, if Octavio... A crime? You can't be serious. If any... I don't care if you... And as far as the ring...
ทำไมอ่ะต้องตอบหนึ่งเหรอจริงเหรอหรือว่ามันไม่มีทางทำได้เหรอ
Yes, what?
ก่อนนะอ่ะใส่ไปหนึ่งที
Oh, I can't believe that. That lying, cheating. If I had my way, I'd... 5 years? Not just date. No. Cheating is his... It was supposed, but an hour... To think... Still! He would say that, but as far as I'm concerned, it's my property. He gifted it to... I don't care. I'm not giving it to you.
ถัดไป
You're right.
อ้าว
Stubbornness
อย่าง
gets
นี้
me
เลย
in trouble far too often. That does sound reasonable. So long as you don't hand the ring over to Octavio. Fine. I may be extremely agitated, but I want no part of a UC prison. Here.
โอเค
Nice day for a picnic.
เดี๋ยวเราน่าจะเลิกตรงนี้ก่อนไปกินข้าว
I don't know. Kind of worried, you know.
Ah, crime has slowed down since you started helping out, which is good for morale. Ah, perfect. Did you manage to get the ring back? Excellent. I'm sure the victim will be pleased to know their property has been returned. You acquitted yourself well again. I dare say you might have a knack for police work. Here, take this. It's well deserved.
โอเคน่าจะอยู่ตรงนี้แหละนะถึง2ใช่เซฟแล้วโอเคน่าจะอยู่ตรงนี้ก่อนกินข้าวอะไรให้เรียบร้อยเดี๋ยวกลับมาใหม่